In a quiet village tucked between ancient mountains, an old water-bearer carries a secret burden every day. Hanging from a wooden pole across his neck are two large ceramic jars. One is perfect and polished, always delivering a full portion of water. The other, however, bears a jagged crack that leaves it half empty by the end of the trail. For 2 years, the cracked jar has lived in the shadow of its own perceived failure, drowning in shame while the perfect jar basks in its own flawless pride. But what the jar sees as a tragic flaw, the old man sees as a hidden purpose. "Look at the ground," the old man whispers as they walk the familiar path. Where the jar saw only its leaks, a vibrant explosion of wildflowers has begun to bloom, watered solely by its weakness. This is a story about the beauty found in our imperfections and the realization that your greatest flaw might just be someone else's garden. In a quiet village tucked between the mountains, there lived an old water-bearer. Every day, he walked from the river to his master's house carrying 2 large jars. One jar was perfect, smooth, polished, and always delivered a full portion of water. But the other jar had a tiny, jagged crack running down its side. By the time the old man reached the master's house, the cracked jar was always half empty. For 2 years, this happened daily. The perfect jar was proud of its accomplishments, seeing itself as flawless. But the poor cracked jar was ashamed of its failure. It felt miserable that it could only do half of what it was designed to do. One morning, by the riverside, the cracked jar finally spoke to the old man. "I am ashamed of myself," the jar whispered. "I want to apologize to you." The old man stopped and looked down kindly. "Why? What are you ashamed of?" "Because of my flaw," the jar replied. "Because of this crack, water leaks out all the way back to your master's house. You do all this hard work, but because of me, you don't get the full value of your efforts." The old man smiled, a soft, wise smile that crinkled the corners of his eyes. "As we return to the master's house today," he said, "I want you to look at the side of the road. Don't look at your crack. Just look at the ground." As they walked up the hill, the cracked jar did as it was told. For the first time, it noticed the beautiful wildflowers growing along its side of the path. They were vibrant, smelling of honey and morning dew. The jar felt a moment of joy, but by the end of the trail, it had leaked half its water again. "Master," the jar sighed, "I still failed. I saw the flowers, but I still arrived half empty." The old man put the pole down. "Did you notice," he asked, "that there were flowers only on your side of the path, but none on the perfect jar's side?" The jar went silent. "That's because I have always known about your flaw," the old man continued. "So, I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. Every day, as we walked back from the river, you watered them. Without you being exactly the way you are, we would never have had this beauty to grace the master's house. Each of us has our own unique cracks. We have flaws, insecurities, and moments where we feel half empty. But in the grand design of life, it is often our flaws that create the most beauty. Your weakness might be the very thing that helps someone else grow. Your struggle might be the water that feeds a garden you haven't even noticed yet. Don't wish to be the perfect jar. Embrace your cracks. They are what make you a masterpiece.